Testing 1 2 1 2. All right, I think we're here.
General quarters, all hands man your battle station.
All right, we are here for another Saturday stream. Let's see, where are we? Okay, I think that's working. Face cam's working. All right. Do we have a full screen game? That's the real question. There we go. Where are we? Hey, here we are. We are playing some Roadcraft today. Just because we can. Okay, so I don't know if anyone has played this game before, but I'm in love with it. I'll tell you why. First of all, it's fun. And I don't mean fun in like that action sort of packed way, because it's not an action packed game. It's very much a simulation game, but not hardcore simulation. It's not like it requires you to do all the minutia. Don't get me wrong, you do have to move vehicles back and forth. There is sort of a convenient way to transport vehicles back to a designated home base really quickly, called a recovery point. But for the most part, you're driving these vehicles back and forth across the map. So what's the point of Roadcraft? Well, you play as a member of a team of rebuilding specialists that come into an area after some sort of calamity. Could be an earthquake, could be the aftermath of a hurricane. And what you're tasked with doing is essentially setting the infrastructure back up. You're clearing roads, you're building roads, you're rebuilding bridges, you're moving and recycling a variety of resources in order to reconstitute those resources into things that you can use throughout the map. So what I have here is I think we're in some sort of Eastern European country, you know, sort of unnamed. And it's the aftermath of a hurricane. And not that you get a lot of hurricanes in Europe, but again, some sort of major storm, which has washed out roads. You got muddy fields, and there's a ton of stuff that's just like really difficult to sort of get around. You have a damaged port here. You can see all the debris floating. You have bridges that are knocked out that need to be rebuilt, as you can see here. And yeah, you're tasked with sort of just rebuilding it, and use a variety of vehicles. All right, you can use scout vehicles in order to essentially uncover the map. The map is covered in a fog of war that you need to essentially clear and reveal. And what else? Oh, hold on, let me go ahead and... Yeah, so you have to clear the map, uncover all these points of interest. And then using a variety of construction vehicles, from electrical cable layers to portable sort of construction headquarters, mobile cranes, asphalt layers, steamrollers, cargo trucks, you name it. Use a variety of these things in order to help you achieve your mission objectives. And you unlock experience and points and essentially in-game currency in order to buy better versions of the stuff they really give you in the game already. The non-rusty versions of the stuff that they give you that you're buying, have slightly better stats in terms of like mobility, speed, ease of use, things like that. So that's sort of the incentive to spend the currency that you earn by completing objectives. So currently, we have some main objectives and we have some side objectives here on this map. And I guess we'll try to knock out some of these. Now, I've already gone ahead and sort of uncovered a good portion of the map. I don't know if it's everything yet, but there's a good portion. And there's a bunch of things that we can do with some of these points of interest. Some of them are not quite up and running as of yet. So yeah, that's what we got right now. Let me just test chat. Test. Go ahead and do that. Chat here. Oh, maybe we won't do that. What do I need? I need docking. I need chat. Can we not dock this? That'd be a way to dock it. There we go. Dock that. I'm going to turn the preview off so I have some resources saved here. Yeah, feel free to comment on the video. Feel free to chat. We'll be monitoring that. Let's see. I have YouTube pulled up. Alright, there's a bunch of Windows notifications going on. Go to Studio, and we'll see. I want to make sure that the stream is actually viewable at the moment. Bear with me. Are we live? Oh god, we are live. Okay. Let me know in chat if there's any issues with the stream. And let's get to it. And we'll stream for a little bit here. Okay, so we have a main objective and a side objective. We have side objectives convert the local garage into a base. So we need to store some resources here. These have to be, I guess, made or found, and we'll have to transport them. And we will restore this roadside base when we do that. All right. Okay, let's try to do that. So we need 2 more steel beams, and we need 3 concrete slabs. So the important thing is here, where do we get the concrete slabs from? And where do they have to go? Locals will lend you the garage. It's prime real estate. Equip it with essentials. Pool some resources together, and you'll have yourself a roadside base. Just remember, you owe them one. Okay. All right. I think I see some concrete slabs here. So let's see if we can get a cargo truck over there, and we'll go ahead and get those transported. All right. So vehicle-wise, I need a cargo truck. Let's go to my base, and let's go get one. Now, we can get one with a crane, which is the mule. Now, the mule carries a limited amount of weight. The other cargo truck also carries a limited amount of weight. So, detail-wise, let's see. So, the mule can lift 5 tons. I don't know if that's the exact weight. Oh, we can customize it. Oh, perfect. Let's customize this. Ooh, a red one. I kind of like this dark brown. Or gray. No, you know what? Let's go with a nice bright yellow or orange. I'm going to say bright yellow. Yeah, let's go with that. Firm. Cool. That way you can kind of see it. Alright, so it's got a 5-ton lift or a 6-ton capacity in the... Well, okay, so the crane itself can lift 5 tons. And the cargo bed can hold 6 tons. The cargo truck here, the Voron, see the details here. Okay, it's got an 8-ton capacity. We probably want this, but it doesn't have the crane. So we would also have to move a crane over there. Maybe we'll use the mule for now. Deploy that. Alright, and I want to head over to the facility here. Alright, so let's set a waypoint here. Flag. Alright, this is where I want to go for the green flag. Alright, let's drive over there. Again, no fast travel except to recover your vehicle, so you do have to kind of just drive around the map. Now, you can see the nature of the roads here when you're on off-road or a non-asphalt, non-tarmac. You're going to have to probably go into some sort of all-wheel drive configuration. Now, this truck allows you to go into all-wheel drive. In that case, you can see AWD on. Essentially, the traction control system will allow you to traverse the terrain now when it's slippery or muddy or when it's raining. You can see there's a dynamic weather going on here. Alright, so it'll transfer power to the wheels that are slipping in order, from the wheels that are slipping to other wheels that are not, and so forth, and allow you to get some traction. And in some of the worst conditions, this particular vehicle has a locking differential, which forces the wheels to spin at the same speed. There's like equal power distribution between the wheels. So that way, if one wheel's off the ground, it will, the other wheel will continue to spin with the same amount of power, or half as much amount of power. Anyways, again, it's another traction control system. So at the moment, we don't need that, but once we have a load on here, we're probably going to have to turn on some of the locking differentials. Now, by turning on the diff lock, though, it's going to be a little bit less mobile, less agile when turning. Alright, so I'm going to go that way. Okay. Actually, we can probably go up these ruts here. Now, this terrain is like pure mud. So when you go into like a pure mud situation, you're really bogged down. And you can see the vehicle's kind of struggling going over these wood logs here. You can see the articulation of the wheels and the axle. Pretty neat. The game has a pretty cool physics system when it comes to the vehicles. Again, not quite a full hardcore simulation, but, you know, realistic enough to give you a little bit of a challenge and to make you kind of think about what you want to do. Again, let me know in chat if there's any sound issues, if I'm being too loud or if I'm talking too much. Alright, where am I going? I need to go up there. Okay, so there is a road that we can take here. We'll go that way. Fortunately, there's no like vehicle damage or anything. The only thing you can really do is roll your vehicle over and then force yourself to have to recover, which essentially fast travels your vehicle back to a designated base. So try not to roll your vehicle over if you can't help it. Alright. I love the environmental detail here. We got pretty much everything turned all the way up. I like the reflections. Don't know if there's any ray tracing. Probably not. And if there is, I don't know. This card probably won't be good enough to ray trace at this resolution. Oop. Can't talk and drive at the same time. Again, every vehicle has weight. So, you know, if you're not careful, you take a turn a little too quickly, especially with a load in the back, you are going to have a rough time. I think we can take this cut through here. Again, this might be a bit muddy, so we might get slowed down a little bit. But we have AWD on. Oh yeah, you can see the ruts that have been formed by all the passing vehicles. Oop. Definitely a little bit of, yep, some mud over here. Alright, let's lock our diff. Let's try to turn out of this rut. Nope. Okay. Okay. So even go to the side here. Ooh, yeah, you can see the mud just bogging us down here. There we go. Yeah, those are some deep, deep tire ruts here. See if we can drive on top of them. Oh, again, the clearance on the truck is Not great. There we go. The vehicle also has a low range, so if we really do get stuck in some heavy mud and go into low gear and sort of just swim our way out. Ugh, man. I don't think we'll be taking this road back if we can't help it. We'll have to plan a route. Alright, there we go. Alright, turn our locking diff off now. Okay, let's see. Alright, so all those slabs are over there. Let's see if we can get around to that. A lot of debris here from the storm. Let's see if we can push this out of the way. Trying not to strand ourselves if we can't help it. There we go. Just push it out of the way. Again, there's no vehicle damage, so I'm not too concerned about doing that. I mean, could you imagine if they added vehicle damage to this game? That'd be crazy. Alright, let's see. Where's the concrete? So we need 3 slabs. There we go. I think we can take this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to recycle it so they can make fresh slabs for us. Alright, let's anchor ourselves. Oop, I anchored onto a slab. Let's not do that. Disengage parking brake. Go over here. Okay. Parking brake engaged. Okay, we should be stable now. Let's activate the crane. Crane control. Raise the boom. Yeah, so this is sort of where the sort of pseudo-sim aspect of all this is. Let's change the camera view so we can see over the top of the crane. Alright, let's attach to this one. Okay. Go, let's lower the crane boom just a little bit. And if you decide to put like a really heavy load on this thing, you can see the truck. You can see all the weight shift the truck slightly. Okay. Alright, let's retract a little bit. Lower the boom. Okay. Let out some slack in the rope. See if we can drag this slightly. I want to see if I can rearrange this a little bit. Rotate the load if we can. There we go. We can lay it flatter. I can get a whole bunch on. I have to hold down my mouse button to play with the crane controls, so bear with me. Okay. Alright. There we go. Nice. Alright, let's take another slab. Let's get this one by the vehicle here. Don't know if it's going to let us take that one on the ground there. Oh. You get to cycle through targets. Unfortunately, it won't let you just select the one that you're looking at. There we go. Alright, let's raise the rope. It's stuck a little bit. Okay. Raise the boom. So yeah, not the most action-packed game, but I have to say, there is something very satisfying about getting like a mission accomplished. Rebuilding the infrastructure. I don't know. I like this stuff. There we go. Perfect. Just give it a little momentum and then detach it, and it'll fall right where you want it to. Alright. So this is available on Steam, and there is multiplayer, so you can, I believe, do cross-play with other individuals. I've seen some videos from some other content creators, and they've played multiplayer games, and it's pretty neat, I have to say. All right. All right, let's see. Trying to center the load as best I can. See, that one's sitting on the rail, and I don't like that. But you know what? Not the end of the world. It's going to automatically be removed from the bed when I get to the recycling point anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Alright. So I don't know how heavy each one of these are. We could theoretically overload this thing. So that'll make it tough going to get back to the recycling point. Oh, I got a Steam achievement there. Nice. Guess we'll pack as much as we can. Oh, you know what? Let me move this marker out of the way. Go to the map, remove marker. There we go. Back into the truck. All right. Let's raise the boom. Ooh, I feel like we're weighing this thing down. Maybe we'll take one more. Right. Maybe so many pieces. Yeah, that one. And you can see the dynamic weather in play now. The rain's starting to stop. Move laterally. Rotate the load. There we go. Alright, let's fold the crane. Perfect. Nope. Space is obstructed. Oops. Still obstructed. Alright, so one of these pieces is in the way of the handle. Alright, let's just lower it as much as we can. And we'll go from there. Hopefully they'll still let us operate the vehicle. Alright, let's strap the cargo. Perfect. Remove the anchors. Undo parking brake. Put the all-wheel drive back on. Alright, not too bad. Change our camera view. Back out of here. Alright, because the crane is not properly stowed, it's still giving us prompts to grab things. So, nothing much we can do about that at this point. Alright. Now, let's plot a course back to where we need to go. So we need to recycle some stuff. Where do we need to go for that? Steel beams facility. Is there a... Where do we need to go for that? Maybe we can recycle it here. It is a recycling point. Bring rubble the appropriate color. Let's see if we can do it at the steel beams facility. Let's go back there. So we need to go southeast. That way. You know what? Let's go back the way we came. Minus that other road, which I didn't really like. Yeah, this thing is definitely weighed down. Which you can see in the suspension. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cute, cool. Maybe if I had centered the load a little bit more, but not much I can do about that. They weren't exactly cooperating. Alright, so we'll have to be very careful we don't tip this thing. So we'll go out this way. Oh yeah, that weight. Alright, let's lock our differentials. Perfect. Alright, is that this muddy road that we took? I don't know, do we want to do that? Yeah, otherwise we'd have to take a very long way around. Alright, let's do it. I think we'll be able to do it. Now here's the thing, if we recover or roll the vehicle and have to recover it, your entire load disappears, so you'd have to go back to the site of your recovery and try to pick everything up again. So let's try not to do that. So we're gonna go on the side of the road. Let's try to stay out of these ruts. Oh yeah. Oh, see, that's exactly why I didn't want to do that. Okay, engine stalled. Let's see if we can get a scout vehicle here and see if we can pull ourselves over. Okay, I have a scout vehicle there. Let's go back to the... Alright, I didn't want to go... We're going to go back around and south. Okay. Now, there's a winch on this vehicle, so maybe, just maybe, we can pull that vehicle over without losing the load. Alright, so we'll cut through this neighborhood. Yeah, as you can see, there's been some tremendous damage caused by that hurricane. Okay. Carefully drive down south. Ooh. Oh, good. There's some concrete slabs right there. Maybe if we need any more, we can come back up this way. All right. Which way now? I think we need to turn... Nope, not that way. We need to go that way. I think. We need to go... Yeah. East? We need to go east. So, that way. A lot of debris we're going to have to clear probably at some point. I'm not sure which road I took to get here in the first place. Oh no. Oh no. Did I really just do that? Oh, there we go. That broke. Oh, okay. This is a cul-de-sac. Oh, yeah. Alright, we need to turn around and bang a left. I kind of wish there was like a little mini-map that we could pull up in the game. I don't know if there is one. I certainly haven't found it yet. Alright, this is the gas station. I think we need to head that way. And I think there's also a tree cutter tool that we'll be able to unlock later on. You know what I should do? I should mark the location of the vehicle. That way we can get to it. Let's see. Where is my disabled vehicle? It is all the way over here. Okay. Let's put a marker there. Caution. We need to go east. Okay. Let's see where we are right now. We can hit this road. Okay. Probably do that. It might be faster to cut back through here. This looks like water. I don't know if that's going to be traversable with just our basic scout. We might be able to skirt along the edge. And cut back through that way. That would save us a little bit of time. Alright, so yeah, let's do that. So that's that turn back up here. Yeah, I think it's through there. Alright, let's try not to ground this vehicle out. The locking diff on. This looks like some pretty rough terrain here. Oh, some stumps here. We have a stump cutter now, so we can actually clear the stumps if we need to. Let's see where... Okay, so we're going to go to the left side here. And we're going to go around the edge of the water, because that water looks pretty deep. Oh, there's a stump right here. Hold on. Try not to get bogged down in the water if we can't help it. Oh, okay. We got a little bit of warning there. This is like a marsh. Yeah, you can stall out pretty easily if you're not careful. All right, so you can get in between these trees. Let's go cockpit view. Okay. All right, I think that's all right. Okay. And then we'll take this road. All right, we'll cut up through here. Okay, so we'll go around the gas station there. All right, not too bad. I think we did okay there. Turn the locking diff off. Let's see which way. Oh, you know, I think I went the wrong way. Let's turn back. Let's go up north. Yeah, again, I don't really like having to consult the map like this. Though I guess part of the fun is sort of just exploring and taking the winding road. Though I suppose if you were like just really good at directions, you could probably just look at that map and remember where you need to go. I am not that person, so. Okay, perfect. See the exclamation point there. We're going to drive through the recycling. I'm sorry. From the, whatever this facility was, steel recycling facility, I guess. Alright, and our truck should be coming up about 100 meters away. Turn our locking diff on. Ah, here we go. Yeah, alright, let's see if we can pull this bad boy over with our winch. There we go. Let's see. Nope, I don't want to do that. Detach. Oh. Let's see. Can we attach here? Let's see. Low range on. I don't know. It's not really letting us pull. This is not an ideal location, unfortunately. Maybe we can just push it over? Hey Jack, what are you doing, buddy? Okay, let's try to pull the corner off if we can. Come on. Come on, come on. All right. I don't think. I think we're just overloaded. I don't know, guys. Anyone have any ideas? Maybe we just try to hit the truck from the other side. Maybe we can do it. Turn the low range off. Turn the locking diff off so we can turn a little bit better. Ah, just needs a little bit of a push. Let's see if we just hit it. Nope. Alright, hold on. Let's get into the truck and see if I can just turn the wheel. Nope. Alright, what if I just release the load? Can we do that? Okay, so all that cargo has... Engine's not running because we're stalled out. Okay, let's see. Pull that out. Okay, so that's all fallen over. Let's see if we can pull the tail now. Okay, let's see. Alright, nope, that's not working. What about the front of the vehicle? Can we attach to anything there? Maybe we can drag it out a little bit. Let's see. Nope. Ah, this is quite annoying. Alright, maybe we'll just have to recover the vehicle. I didn't want to have to do that, but I guess we don't have a choice. Alright, where can we go? I guess Highland Base it is. So I guess this would be the only kind of frustrating part of the game is that, you know, you really do pay a price for trying to move stuff. That's all right. We'll give it another go. I mean, I guess the point is that a shortcut is, you know, not always the best way to do it. Maybe we should have found a better road, and that way we would have been able to transport these a lot easier. Sure, it would have probably taken 5 minutes longer, maybe 10 minutes longer, but we would have gotten there. Now we have to recover ourselves. Alright, lesson learned. Next time we'll try to find more asphalt or at least solid dirt instead of mud. And we're going to have to go a long way around. Well, I can at least take you by this part of the map here, where we actually built an asphalt road, because this was a washed out ditch that we filled with sand and then put some asphalt over. Temporarily, I mean, again, gets you point A to point B, which is what you need to do. All right, we're going to cut through the facility, go along this road again. Now, multiplayer, I think, is where this game will shine the most, because having another set of hands help you with some of these tasks, oh man, that... I feel like there's an immense satisfaction to be had if you work with a good team. Alright, so we need to go find that muddy road, which I think is up this way. Go around, go up the road here. And maybe this time we'll try to take it slower. We did try to kind of rush through that area. Maybe if I had taken a little bit more care in selecting a path through that muddy area, it wouldn't have been as catastrophic. To be fair, this truck is relatively top heavy, it feels, so I think it's kind of prone to tip over. Alright, so you know what, let's go to low range, turn our locking diff on, and let's just take it nice and slow. Let's find a nice path forward. Go to the side here. Okay, I think there's a stump in our way. So we'll cut across the mud here. There we go. Alright, we'll try to pick up our load if we can. Let me brake. Move the recovery vehicle here. Off to the side. You know what I'll do is maybe I'll park next to the truck, and that way there's a little bit more stability during the transferred material. Okay. Park. Anchors out. Okay. Train control. Alright, let's pick everything back up. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That back up. There we go. This time we'll be more careful laying them flatter. Alright. I don't think that's the direction I want it to go in. All right, let's see if gravity will do its thing. Nope. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, come on, behave. Using the master, this is good and bad. Alright. Guess that'll have to do. Alright, 2 more pieces. Go. Ah, we can get 3 cables on that. That's cool. Nice. Alright, can we stow it? Yes, we can. Strap cargo. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can back up. Because we need to go that way. Right? I think we need to go that way. Turn. Try not to get bogged down here. Oh, 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 this is so dangerous. Turn. There we go. There we go, there we go. Right on top of the rut. There we go. Turn low range off. Come on, baby. There we go. Alright, not the worst recovery we've ever made. But that works. Alright. Excellent. Now we can get back to that facility. And hopefully it's the right facility to go to. That's the other thing I haven't really figured out yet. I'm hoping this factory area will let me recycle these concrete slabs into good concrete. Again, we only need 3. Turn down here. Okay. I think the recycling area is just behind that building over there. We'll make a turn. Okay, for some reason my keyboard is acting up. There we go. And like a real truck driver, need coffee. Okay, so now we're going to bring it to the recycling point. Let's see, will it let me recycle here? It will not, because this is a steel facility. So where the hell do we bring concrete? Oh man, where do we bring this to? Can we just bring it here? To the Highland base? There's a sawmill, warehouse. I mean, maybe we need to do more of the main missions. There was good, clean concrete up here. Alright, let's bring it back to Highland and see what happens. Or do we need to bring it to the roadside base? No, I think it just says bring it to your local garage. Can we even bring it here? I don't think we can bring it here. There's no areas to drop anything off. Alright, let's bring it back to Highland, see what happens. Alright, put a red flag. Where we want to go. One of these days I will learn the actual mechanics of this game thoroughly. This is only the second map I think I've played, so I'm sure there's a bunch of things I could be doing far more efficiently. Oof. Physics. Okay, put the locking diff on. Make it easier to climb some of this muddy terrain. Okay. Oh yeah, that poor suspension. Look at that. It's working hard. Ooh, that bounce. Ooh, don't tip over. Please don't tip over. Here we go. Excellent. Alright, so we'll go across the road that we made. You can imagine how many truckloads of sand I had to bring here in order to fill this giant gap. I think it was like 10 or 15 truckloads. Fortunately, the quarry area is not too far from here, so it didn't take too long. It was just a little tedious. And I guess that's sort of the genius and the madness of the game at the same time. Like, if you don't mind the tedious nature of it all, you can really just do whatever you want. You just got to have the patience to drive, transport resources back and forth. Ooh. Felt myself sliding there a little bit. Alright, there we go. And the Highland base is just there. Alright, let's see if we can store any of this. Really hoping we can. Ooh, don't stall. Come on. There you go. You can do it. Come on, baby. Climb, climb, climb. Excellent, excellent. Okay, it's not letting us do anything there. What about over here? Unstrap the cargo. Alright, no. It's not letting us do this either. Alright, well, I'm sort of at a loss. I'm not too sure how we need to go about recycling this, so I guess for now, we'll leave this truck here with that. Once we figure out how to recycle it, we'll come back to that. Alright, we built the road. We have to set up an infrastructure route here, so we'll plot a route between the Highland base and the transit point. So we need to get over here. Oh, okay. So we need to get a route from here. Probably cross this bridge. This muddy area might bog down whatever needs to be transported, though. And they can go across this road here that we built. Let's try it, see if they get stuck. Alright, so this is one of the other gameplay mechanics that has to be done. You have to plot infrastructure routes. So we have to go from Highland base to the transit point, I think. Angle too sharp. Alright, so we start there. Alright, so we're going to go across this bridge to span. No, let's delete that last point. We want to stay on the right. This is the road that we built. It's pretty cool. Stay on the asphalt as much as we can. Alright, and we're gonna go transit point. Let's see, where could we get bogged down? Might get bogged down here. Right, that bridge is out. How bad is this? This we might actually have to fill with sand. It's going to get bogged down here. Guarantee it. So let's delete these. Instead of going to the neighborhood, which is dumb, I didn't realize where we were going. Go through here. Oh! Oh, I just undid all that, didn't I? God damn it. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh no, it saved it. Oh, thank God. Okay. Cross the bridge. And there we go. Alright. Let's dispatch some vehicles and see if that actually works. Move this out of the way. Let's spectate. It's a pretty wide truck. Come on, get over that little hump. That's 2 trucks, 3 trucks. I don't know, guys. This course might be a little rough. Oh. Move this out of the way. Edit this point? Yeah. There we go. Right, so it starts at the last area. Perfect. Quite a lot of little hairpin turns for these trucks. Again. All right. All right. Let's move these points. Obviously. Stay in the center of the road a bit more. The reason I have them cheek right is because, you know, it is technically a 2-lane road. So you want to try to stay on the right side if you can. Right here. As you can see, you can get really sort of asinine with this. Add a point here so that they stay on the right. Okay. Okay. I guess for now, we'll move in the center. Eventually, you're going to have routes that probably crisscross each other, so I guess at that point, we'll see if it's super important to have them create like a right-of-way. Also, doesn't help that I didn't really clear these roads at all. You know, there's still obstacles and debris. Like that tree right there, that could be annoying. It's probably going to get hung up here, isn't it? Yep, of course it is. Alright, so what can I do? I don't have a tree cutter for this, do I? Alright, cancel the route for now. Let me see, can I head up there and try to move that? Do we have anything that we could use to move that? Let's see. Maybe I can use this dozer. What I really need to do is unlock that tree cutter. That's probably what the game wants me to do. Oh, it's so hard to drive this thing. It doesn't turn very fast, which is the problem. Alright, let's see. If we go to sand flattening mode, can we push this out of the way? Alright, won't let me do that. Okay, what if we go around to the other side of it and push it back? Maybe we can push it back along the road. I mean, otherwise, we're going to have to skip this side objective as well and just do the main one. Oh, alright. I guess we'll have to do some main mission stuff. That's really annoying. It really is. Okay, we'll do the commission the steel pipe. Alright, so the plant is nearly operational. Now the last hurdle is to reopen the steel pipes facility. Next step's getting it hitched to the grid with a fixed piping system and stable supply of repair materials. You got a plan. So let's collect enough resources at the Highland base, replace the broken pipes, install the valve, and lay those cables down to set production back in motion. Alright, so what do we gotta do? We have to replace the pipes, we have to deliver an object, and we need 6 steel beams, of which we'd only have 2. So we're gonna have to recycle some stuff here. Interesting. I really don't feel like doing any of that right now. Alright, we're gonna play some Helldivers. Alright, as much as I like this game, sometimes I just feel like it gives you a ton of stuff to do. And again, if I had another person working with me, it'd probably be a lot easier. But I don't. Alright, we'll play a little Helldivers now. Anyway, I hope everyone is enjoying their Saturday, wherever you are in the world. Let's edit the stream.
Super Earth.
Super
Our
Earth.
home. Prosperity. Liberty.
Hi there.
Democracy. Our way of life.
Oh, hello.
So, last time we played, we had... What did we do last time we played? I know it was quite a little bit back in the story. Let's just say the Illuminate attacked Super Earth. Which is not great. And we managed to repel the invasion, which is good. They've announced a new war bond will be coming out in about a week. It's going to be more law and order based. Hold on. Game capture is not quite working. Let's see. I need to capture a certain screen. I'm going to go and specific window it. There we go. And so yeah, we managed to repel the invasion of Super Earth. So we were fighting in Super Earth, which is awesome.
Let us join the fight.
You see portions of it are still burning. They managed to destroy Mars. So now in the beginning, when you're playing the tutorial for the first time, you can't go to Mars anymore. They moved the training facility onto some jungle area on Earth now. They've destroyed some of these planets. I'm hoping we'll be able to play on some of these at some point. Perhaps it's some sort of new biome that they're going to set up. Right now, major order is to identify the retreating Illuminate and liberate the planets that they're on. Now, what the Illuminate have are these giant ships that roam the surface of the planet, fly over your map, and they essentially fire artillery at you. It's very annoying. It was alright, tolerable when we were facing them on Super Earth because you had buildings that you could hide behind and use as cover for them. But on some of these regular outer rim planets here, you're going to be encountering like a ton of them in the open, and without any cover, it's pretty crazy. In fact, let's jump into a mission and you'll see how silly it is.
Initiating FTL jump to the mob system.
The MOG system.
FTL jump successful. Mission coordinates.
All right, what should we bring? I think we'll bring Quasar Cannon. I think we will bring a gas dog. We will bring an anti-tank emplacement, and we'll bring a walking barrage. So I'll bring health. Let's not do Blitzer. Let's do, like, we were leveling up the Eruptor, so we'll bring the Eruptor. Perfect. Let's do it. Oh, they added weapon customization too, so now you can level up the weapons and sort of customize some of the attachments. And this can make some games, some guns feel really good too. And did my game crash? I think it might have crashed. Nice. Okay. We're off to a great start. I think we'll do one round and see how we feel. I do want to play with the boys tonight whenever they are available, so this is sort of just a kill time stream. All right, I don't think we want to re-enter that game, because I think the last time I had this issue, anytime we try to rejoin that game, it would just keep crashing, so we'll decline that. You know what, let's, we'll do another quick play, see if we can find a different host.
Mission coordinates locked.
All right, let's try this.
Hellpods primed.
Okay, walking barrage.
Thrusters.
Gas dog, anti-tank, and
Orbit
I
synchronized.
want a quasar. Let's do it. Come on, don't crash. Okay. Oh. Whoa, we landed in the middle of something terrible. Oh god. Alright, I got some pyrotechnics off the ground. Nice. Oh yeah, when you're extracting now, it's the amount of enemies they're throwing at you is crazy. Oh yeah, the enemy gets close air support now. Those are the Stingray aircraft. It's nuts. And these guys have no reinforcements. That stinks. At least they got the main mission accomplished. Oh my lord. And those things, the flesh mobs, they're insane. They're just giant bullet sponges. They have almost as much health as a Bile Titan. Yeah, they're insane. He hasn't even activated the extract terminal yet because it got reset. He's in a world of hurt. Yeah, so this is the crazy part. I'm not sure I'm a fan of fighting the Illuminate in these type of conditions.
Requesting air support. Reinforcing.
So next week's Warbond is going to be Law and Order themed, and the character customization, they've added some emotes that are hand gestures, that say hold or advance or whatnot, which is pretty neat. They're adding 2 armor sets, or 3 armor sets. They're all law enforcement themed. One of them that you have to buy in the superstore literally looks like Judge Dredd, which is awesome. The other one, I think that's part of the war bond, you look like RoboCop. I mean, that's such a cool sort of Easter eggy theme. So that'll be interesting. They're also adding an ARC guard dog, which will be really cool. So imagine a guard dog that has a full ARC grower attached to it. I mean, that's going to be great. I can't wait to see that. Come on, you got to activate extraction. Get the terminal. There you go.
Coordinates received. This is Pelican 1 returning to extraction.
3 minutes. That's a long time. Probably should have brought in the expert extraction pilot booster. Take some minutes off of that. You can do it. You can do it.
ETA T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Additional reinforcement funding approved.
Calling in reinforcements.
Oh my god. Even get on here.
Ready to liberate. ETA T-minus 2 minutes.
Nice.
Requesting fortifications. Calling down a support weapon. ETA T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Trying to level up the eruptor. They really did a good job of shrapnel with the last go around. Oh, Jesus. Too close. Sorry, streaming the game, the performance is not great.
ETA T-minus 1 minute. Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear. ETA T-minus 30 seconds. ETA T-minus 20 seconds. Additional reinforcement funding approved. ETA T-minus 10 seconds.
Reinforcing.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates.
Eruptor reload is something to be desired, however.
This is Pelican 1 preparing for touchdown. Fire in the hole! Throwing grenade!
Reload.
Illuminate.
Blood injury! Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
So yeah, that's a little bit rough. That's on level 10, so, I mean, respectable, right? They threw everything there. And you know what, oddly, I don't know if there's any Leviathans on that map. There might have been. Yeah, good amount of experience. Oh yeah, so the weapon customization is based on the amount of experience earned. So that's fun.
Welcome back. The Illuminate might be an advanced species, but they're no match for the Helldivers.
Got level 8 now. Vertical foregrip. I don't really care about recoil. It's really about ergonomics with this weapon. So we can skip that. Ooh. Spend money on the Arctic though. Save that. That's pretty cool.
Illuminate are trying to spread their freedom-hating tentacles.
Alright. You know what? I think I'm going to take a break. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll try to stream a little bit more when we get a chance. Maybe a little bit later tonight. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.